Hello there, poetry lovers. Somebody commented on one of my previous videos and asked if any of my poems had been set to music. And a couple of them have, but never with any great degree of success. But I'm going to read one now from my first book, Poems from Prague, that has been set to music, and I would be very happy if anybody else wants to set it to music. I think it would make a great song. And so any of you musicians out there, just feel absolutely free. The words are out there. They're yours to set to music as you like. When he went down to the crossroads, he was looking for a sound, and he didn't have to look so very far. He could hear a whispering in the wind, a rumbling in the ground. He could feel it in the strings of his guitar. We'll say a prayer for Robert Johnson. Say a prayer for that man's soul, because his bargain with the devil created rock and roll. Well, he played it in the shanties in the Mississippi night, and he played it round the fire, neath the stars, and he played it on the corners in the cities and the towns, and he played it in the juke joints and the bars. So say a prayer for Robert Johnson. Say a prayer for that man's soul, because his bargain with the devil created rock and roll. Robert Johnson died one day, but his music stuck around like a shadow in the Mississippi night. The devil tried to keep it, but he couldn't keep it down, and rock and roll began to see the light. Then a white boy out in Texas, and one in Tupelo, started in to lay those rhythms down. They got it in the record stores and on the radio, and rock and roll was heard the whole world round. Say a prayer for Robert Johnson. Say a prayer for that man's soul, because his bargain with the devil created rock and roll. Well, they say the devil taught him. They say he went to hell. And there's no call to think that they would lie. But we have the devil's music, and it's doing pretty well, because we know that rock and roll will never die. So say a prayer for Robert Johnson. Say a prayer for that man's soul, because his bargain with the devil created rock and roll. Thank you very much. Poems from Prague.